Okay. So here are the stats. These are taken from scrims. So this is from the start of the game, probably like a week in, I would say, after we started scrims till major one. And these are map per map, how well we did in scrims. And I can tell you that obviously doesn't reflect how well we did in matches. But so what are we seeing here, right? There are a few different statistics here. Let's make sense of this. So yeah, I'd say overall, let's just say like high 50s was kind of like the general kind of realm that we were in, right? Again, like US man, like we could have played a lot better teams in matches than we were in scrims, more or less, right? Like I said, we didn't really get to scrim LAT that much. I think we played FaZe a decent amount. We played Toronto a decent amount. We played Carolina a decent amount. So we still played some of the better teams at the start of the season, but like we definitely played some of the not as good teams as well. And we didn't necessarily play those teams in matches, so like that can also skew the stats a little bit. Now the biggest thing, a little insight here. So what's the underlying factor of it not translating matches? So I can tell you for a fact, and everyone on the team, and this is not just Charlie. I don't want to put Charlie on the fucking block, but like probably more Charlie than anybody else. But everyone on the team wasn't performing as well statistically in matches overall as we were in scrims. For example, like if you look at average kill differentials, like this is a big stat. This basically means like again, what I want the most as a coach, where I want to have the most impact, is on my team being efficient. That's where I want my team to be able to win in different ways. I don't want to have to rely on outslaying another team to win. It's a lot better when a team outslays to win. You're going to win a lot more consistently doing that. I think there's no if me and Troy go 1-on-1 and I kill Troy 10 times to kill me 5 times, then I'm probably going to be able to get more objective time than Troy is. All right? Let's put it that way. I don't know if I'm killing Troy 10 times, but that's besides the point. But basically, if you look at these stats here on the right, unless you kill, like all of these numbers here show that we were negative. We were basically on average, like Rewind's insane when you think about it. We're on average getting outslayed by a kill each map, like every time we played a map, and we were winning 2 times more than we were losing. That shows high level of efficiency in the team. Like that means that you're doing more or less, like again, without going too deep into everything, that means you're doing better shit as a team than other teams are doing. Their kills that you're getting are more impactful than other teams' kills, which is kind of like the difference. That typically is the difference between the good and the bad teams. Or I'd say the good and the great teams, maybe not the good and the bad teams. But at the end of the day, when you're going to play good teams, that number is going to be even more skewed. So like, is it realistic to beat a team like Thieves, for example, if I'm fucking getting outslayed by 15 kills on the map? Probably not. It's probably not. Can you beat other teams in the league while getting slayed by 15? I'd say rarely. Probably not this year. I think last year's game probably allowed for that a little more. But like you can afford to get outslayed by a few and still win a close game. But like realistically speaking, if you're not keeping up and keeping it close to 0 more often than not, you're going to have a hard time winning consistently. So that's kind of like the basis. I don't want to say it is the basis of the reason for the change, but we definitely needed more. If we were going to have a chance to win, which I felt like our team was, like even when, this is the biggest thing I want to say about it all, like everyone was saying we're a bottom 4 team, like would you in your right mind, when you're looking at these numbers, think you're a bottom 4 team? Like let's all answer this truthfully. I think someone would have to be insane to really like look at this and be like, nah, we fucking suck, bro. We're god awful. Oh my god, like brother, like I'm not saying that we were necessarily gonna fucking win events with our team at the start of the year, but we definitely weren't nearly as bad as people were making us out to be. We obviously we're gonna try and win events, but like with the numbers that you see on this screen, again taking statistics into account here, like it's gonna be pretty fucking hard to go all the way if you're not outslaying sometimes. Because it's like, realistically speaking, it's pretty fucking hard to play efficient all the time. Like, there's going to be situations where you need to bail yourself out. It's just the way it is. Like, someone gets a fucking weird-ass spawn. That spawn could be the difference between you getting spawns for a P4 vault. And if you don't get the kills around that spawn, then you could be fucked. And if you lose that gunfight because the other player's got a better shot than you do, then at the end of the day, that's going to have an impact on that play. But, again, Not saying that it is the only thing, and well, honestly, I would probably say that team play, especially this year, has a way bigger effect on the team's success than in years past. So again, looking at these stats, everyone's saying that we were bottom four. Like, yes, from a match standpoint and how we were performing when it mattered in matches. I mean, especially in Madrid at the event. But like beforehand, like bro, we went. Like I think people are forgetting also the fact that like let's go into this actually. Click standings, click team, click matches, and we want to go to completed matches. Major one qualifier. Like, bro, we beat Carolina, who ended up getting top four of the event. We went game five with Rocker One, beat the Falcons. We went to game five with Breach. We fucking threw the insanity out of a fucking vault hardpoint game. We had rotation from P4 on both hills of the map, and we fucking got insta broke. The Optic game was pretty convincing. We went to round 11, game five with Toronto. It's like, again, these are hindsight things, but we could have easily gone fucking 6-1 in the first stage. And I mean, obviously, we went game five with Ravens and Rocker as well, so you could take the game five losses with the plus and minus. But like, if everyone looks at this and tells me that's a bottom four team, I'm sorry about it. I don't fucking tell you. I just don't. Like, how we competed the major, yes, this was fucking abysmal. Like, we got fucking rocked at the event, no doubt about it. That'll agree with all day. But again, everyone just jumps to conclusion on the things they see first, and that's just kind of the way it is. Yeah. Do you think it's easier to play this game consistently or last year's game? It's a good question. I would say, honestly, I don't know. I think they're pretty close. I can't really think of like a huge determining factor between the two that would really make one more consistent than the other. Like, I'd say Vanguard is like the last game that we had that was like, holy fuck, how, like, the fact that I still think to this day, one of the most underrated, greatest season the team's ever had is FaZe Vanguard. Like, I know they didn't win, but they got second fucking 4 or 5 times out of 6 in a game that was like, how the fuck are you making every final here? Like that was insane to me. Like, that game had, my goodness, that was just bang out central insanity, quick deaths, fucking maps that were just like, I mean, I don't know. That was probably the hardest game I think in the history of COD, or one of, to be consistent on. And FaZe found a way to get 4 or 5 second places, like 80, 85, 90% second place rate, which is unfathomable in my opinion. I mean, like, to this day, like, the gold standard for any org is really FaZe. Like, in terms of like what they've built, the players, like, I think this is something that's not talked about enough, bro. Like, having the same players, like, they've had the same core 3 for what, 5 years now? Like, bro, like, that should be valued so much more than what anybody else thinks. Like, they've gone through everything. They've literally gone through, I mean, I'm sure they've encountered new situations, but like, you've gone through situations over and over, and you've gone through the highs and the lows together. Like, I don't think that team ever feels not confident about, like, even going to the last major. Like obviously we beat them and they got top 6, but even with how they were playing online before wasn't that great. I still think those guys felt like they had a chance to win. Like, even if like realistically another team in the same shoes maybe doesn't, because of how things have gone going to the event. Like, again, just being realistic. Like, I think it's just, that to me is like, if I had to pick, I think that's the thing I'm most jealous of as a coach. Why is my camera going? Looking down. Like, as a coach, I'm jealous of the fact that Crowder has coached the same players for so long. I'm jealous. I've said it. I would love to have, like, my team right now, bro. Get me in a place where I can secure these guys for 5 years, and I'm fucking happy, bro. I'm absolutely ecstatic to have 5 guys that have good head on their shoulders, that are willing to work through things. And everyone has their faults and their highs and their lows and their goods and the bads. But like we've gone through so many things as a team so far, and we've built off of them, and we grow off these things. Like it only gets better as time goes on when you have the same players and you're able to kind of like fight through some of the lows and understand what it takes to get the high, and understand the level that everyone needs to kind of be at mentally, individually, and as a team to reach those highs. And I think that's one thing to me is like so underrated in the fact that how some of these, I don't know, I'm not gonna say every org, but the orgs that have the ability to maintain teams closely year in year out, to me haven't necessarily done the best job at trying to maintain that once they find people and invest the right amount of like not necessarily money, but like even like Matt Fisher to me is someone that like a lot of people are starting to talk about, and fucking what he deserves his flowers by a fucking mile. I still haven't really got. I worked with him a little bit. I still haven't gotten the chance to work with him fully, and I am jealous of the teams that do. But I think it's just there's so much more going on now on coaching staffs and people like on people involved that are outside of just players and like I mean players and directly to coach that are helping teams and these players and grow as humans, not just as competitors but as humans, to better manage the tough situations and grow from them. And I think that's like the maturity of the average COD player now is at least at the top level is way higher than it used to be. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing more variation of players find success 3 years. I mean, like when Porter and them were like when the Optic Dynasty was a thing, like bro, they were winning. I mean, there was only a few players out there that are really able to compete with those guys year in year out, day in day out. And I think now it's a little different because those guys are just so far ahead on some of those mental things that some of these other guys are learning now because of having more people involved. They are so good. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's just search. I think they're good at everything. Like the teams that go on sprees and winning runs that some of these teams have gone in recent years. I mean, like just put FaZe. Like you have to be good at everything. That's really that's the difference maker. Like and like to be completely honest, that's like I've talked about this in tweets, but that's our focus point now. We need to catch up. We need to make up the ground that we've lost in control as a mode. Like that's winning a finals, going into a match where the other team, especially coming from losers, it makes a big difference because of the fact that you're playing the other team's best control modes where they start the defense on both rounds, which makes it again it's a very uphill battle to go against a team that is better at control than you are in a finals match because of the fact that there's just as much hard points as controls. So not being good at all the modes or being like top tier at all the modes is going to make it harder to win consistently. You can still win. Like it's not like even if you go 50-50 in control, like you can still obviously win, but it's you will be in a much better state mentally and as a team, and you give yourself way more chances to do it successfully, consistently if you're just top tier in all the modes. So obviously, I mean that goes without saying. I think that was kind of a Captain Obvious moment. But like even at the event, like we went what 1-4, 1-4 in controls. Am I tweaking here? Matches completed. We lost control here. We lost control here. We lost control here. We lost control here, or not that one, but the Boston match, this one. And then we beat FaZe in control. So we literally did not win control besides our first match, and we made it to the finals. And that's, I don't want to say it's like, it's definitely an important mode because it is a swing mode, especially in matches where, like for example, and this is again more insight into like mental aspects, and this is every team feels this. If you're the team that picks the Fort Hardpoint map and it's your pick, theoretically you're picking it because you're good at it, and it's probably a map that you feel confident about being the other team in. If you go into a map 4 just having one control, or you look at a series perspective and you're down 0-2, then you're like, yeah, map 4 is a good map for us. Like you're obviously, and you win that control map, it's like a swing mode. It kind of swings the momentum your way and then puts you in a state where you feel confident about going to a game 5. And all these things affect players and teams and mentally on how they approach things. And yeah, control is important. It's not as important in best of 5, but I guarantee you, bro, it's obviously it's the mode that's the weirdest because in regular matches you know you're not going to play one of them, and if a team wants to have an auto veto, they technically can. But if you go into a final and you don't make it from winners, a team's going to make you play your auto veto if you have one. So good luck. And the last thing I'll say too, and that's something that I think people are kind of like starting to realize a little bit, but there's a lot of like matchup, like there's a lot of teams that match well against other teams. And in general, kind of like certain map pools kind of stack up well against another team, and that's why it's so important to have such a good map pool and be able to be good at all the modes and also various maps in a map pool, because it allows you to have a better chance to beat the teams that are good. Because like teams don't really have much of a week, especially now. Fuck me, Protocol hardpoint was probably like their biggest weakness, I would say, going to the last event. Not protocol control, protocol hardpoint. And I mean, fuck, did we throw it out in the winners final? We had so many favorable situations that we just couldn't translate into the time, and that was tough. The Envoy 3-piece on P3 was really tough too, but like those things happen. They're good teams. They're gonna find ways. But like, especially now that's gone. Like it's the map pools for teams now is looking really good. What were they before actually? Let's look at this. Let's see. Los Angeles Thieves. What was their rerun hardpoint? Rerun hardpoint, they were 3-1. That's a map they played beforehand, so they are fucking ecstatic about this change. But yeah, Toronto and Boston both love playing Sky. I mean, Toronto's the best. I would say Toronto has been. I mean, for sure, statistically, have been the best Skyline hardpoint team. I think. Let's go to stats, teams, filter, maps, Skyline, and hardpoint. And yeah, they have the highest win percentage. You're 78.6%. So you think Boston? You're saying Boston really likes Skyline? I mean. They might have played a lot, but I wouldn't say they like it. 35% win rate on it. I mean, we picked it against them. Yeah, that's the last thing I'll say today. And before we shut the stream off, because we're about to get into scrims, I definitely agree that Rewind HP should have never been taken out. And the reasons why it was taken out were not the best. And the timing at which it's being put back in aren't the best either, considering that we have 3 days of practice going into the last stage of the year. Yeah, not the smoothest in that sense this year. I think, to me personally, I think unless there's a really really obvious reason, or there's something that's just like, let's say 6-star had come in after like middle of stage 1, like Hacienda came in, to be fair, so it's like obviously we knew that was going to be a pretty good map for hardpoint. Not saying the opposite. I don't know if necessarily should have been put in right away, personally. Especially given the reasoning for removing the rewind at the start of the year is the fact that it was the least played, and we went 2 weeks playing all the maps, and it was a map that to me took more skill and more understanding than the other maps at the time. So of course a lot of the teams that aren't necessarily the best at hardpoint are going to veto it out against the good teams. So that's one reason why it wasn't as played as much, in my opinion. I think that's probably not the best way to go about it, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot can be said. Those decisions are always going to be controversial, I feel like. But yeah, was Proto taken out because of the zipline knifing? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was the same mentality as the reason Rewind was taken out in the first place. It was just the least played at the time. I think so. I don't know if that's the facts statistically, but I think that's the reason. So, but yeah, like Vista Rio and 6-star were fucking goated maps. Like, yeah, it would have been even better if they would have been. I don't know, bro. Like, to me, it's like I'm not a huge fan. I get. Okay, I mean, I guess this is a weird topic, because I understand why game developers make new maps every year. Like, obviously they want something new. They want to like may have their own touch on the game. But like, what stops us? What stops the game makers to re-release the good ones year in, year out? Like, that's the one thing that I never truly understood. Like, if you know something works and people like playing it, like, I guess there's a worry for like redundancy, but like maybe don't just don't release it at the start. But like, I don't know, halfway point of the year, they just release the maps that work, that are good, that people are gonna have fun playing. Like, if I really love like people, like, here's another example. We'll end the stream on this. Counter-Strike played Dust 2 for like fucking 20 years or some shit like that. Like, you can't tell me a good map isn't it? Like, it's a good map, bro. It's fun to play. People are gonna keep playing it. Like, something new is nice, but like something new that isn't as good as the last, then what's the point? Anyways.